Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Husky Barbu. Just thought I would psych some of you people out a bit with talking like a robot. He talks like a robot. Probably because I am. Probably came from the same model that made Elon Musk, the dude from Facebook, Zuckerberg, and all that other shit. So, how you guys been? Hope you've been good. This has been a great week. Sarcastically speaking, it was horrible. First started off with, and I'm gonna bitch here because, you know, this is what I do. So yeah, and on Monday I tried to do early shopping for the house for groceries and whatnot, and I needed to get some cash out, so I took my debit card and put it on the ATM that's in the supermarket, and lo and behold, the ATM did not want to return the card to me, and I spent the next week without my debit card, without my physical debit card. Thankfully, no money was erroneously taken, as no one was able to procure said debit card and use it for illicit shit. Not that they would find anything to use it for, since I was wise enough to transfer all the money that was left and transfer it into my actual credit card. So it sucked to be you if you try to use that debit card, which, by the way, as of recording time, does not work anymore. Went to the bank today as a recording time on Saturday and spent an hour and a half because, since, you know, with COVID regulations, every country has their own little, individual way how to deal with shit. DR, where I live, Dominican Republic, has found a way to deal with their bullshit by making going to a bank the equivalent of going 20 times to a DMV. This is a way of me translating for you, those of you who go to the States. It is something that should be said for those of you who are not in the States, but so those of you who are in the States and understood that reference, you know, have a chuckle on me and whatnot, or assume the revelation just came to you and God just popped that image in your head and you received that revelation. And but those of you who have not received the revelation, I shall elaborate. The DMV is the Department of Motor Vehicles. It is where you renew your license and get your driver's license. And the process is literally hell. Yeah, I mean, you've seen Zootopia, right? That's your reference right there. They don't actually have sloths, but the process might as well be handled by a sloth because it's pretty much on the nose. My infamous sugar water. So yeah, going to the bank is a very fucking tedious thing to do, but there was no choice since, you know, the debit card got lost. And I proceeded to stay an hour and a half waiting online, and then waiting a little extra 10-15 minutes once I was going inside. The reason I had to go, by the way, they opened like around 9 on Saturdays, and I was there since 7:30 in the morning. So yeah, that was fun times in the morning. Also hardly had any sleep, which we will get into that a little later. Yeah, fun times, great times so far in my life. You know, I went to the doctors this week. It's my monthly doctor's visit, so I can get my ticker prescription for my heart issues because I am overweight. She took my blood pressure and my measurements and my weight. Turns out I have lost 7 pounds since the last visit, which is awesome, but I'm still massively overweight. I'm 5'11" ish, and my weight is none of your goddamn fucking business. Go shove a dildo up your ass if you want to know, because I don't have to divulge every single fucking thing that happens to me. So fuck you for trying to make me feel even worse than I already am. Like I need another cheerleader fucking going on and on about how fucked up are you? Well, I'm the less people who are aware of it, the better. And I'm pretty fucking aware of how fucked up I am right now. And I'm right involved in too much fucking self-loathing to give a shit to divulge the information right now. Let's just say it's fucked up. Can it be cured? Maybe. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? Right now I'm preoccupied with doing daddy shit, which is taking care of my daughter, which is the only fucking thing I really care about right now these days, and taking care of my wife. Other than that, everything else goes to fuck you territory. Don't take it personally if you know me. Like, well, I thought we were friends. Well, I don't wish harm to you, but if you make me pick between you and my wife and daughter, it is fuck you. Sorry. You get the short end of the stick. Priorities. That's an odd way to start a podcast, isn't it? What else can we talk about? Oh yeah, the recurring thing now on these lately on these podcasts is talking about Wandavision, the only fucking series I'm watching these days, because you cannot pay me to watch Batwoman. You could not pay me to watch anything of the CW shows now. There were once upon a time which I was a very fierce Flash fan. I never really got into watching Arrow, because I always found it to be a little too, let's take Batman and instead of having the pointy ear hood, give him a green makeover and have all of it be Batman, because we can't do Batman on TV for fucking reasons that Warner Brothers don't want to allow to have Batman. They did have Bruce Wayne in that fucking Infinity Crisis of Infinite Earths crossover, and they just had the best Batman ever, in my opinion, Kevin Conroy, go to the dark side, because it is fuck you to long time fans who have always wanted to see Kevin Conroy actually don the costume of Batman, and they decided to give him a Kingdom Come look with the exoskeleton. This is news to absolutely no one in the comic book world. I'm just regurgitating information that is like, yes, get on with it. The Monty Python thing. Get on with it. And there's maybe two of you, the two of you that are listening, that may be like, tell us more, wise sage. Take us out of the ignominy that is in our brains and bring us forth to the light and make us understand the ways of the force that is comic book knowledge and geeky knowledge. We are in debt to your knowledge, and please provide us more of said knowledge so we can commune and understand each other in a better way. The fuck where that shit came from, I don't know. Oh yeah, I was watching Laurence Olivier do a dick habit on YouTube. YouTube is a fucking time machine. It is a fucking time machine. I get to watch Bob Ross again. I get to watch Bob Ross do his paintings and bore me to fucking death with his fucking sultry voice. And I can get two shits about what he's painting. I just want to hear his voice because it's ASMR, and it's off to Sleepy Land, off to Never Ever Land, as Metallica said. Excellent. Yeah. So it is a fucking time machine, and that's where that shitty Laurence Olivier imitation came from. So yeah, going. Wow, that was a fucking rabbit hole that I have to dig myself out of. Anyway, WandaVision Chapter 4 or Episode 4. Sorry. Uh, well, shit is finally fucking clear. Again, for those of you who have not watched the episode, the fuck are you listening me for? You know I'm gonna tell you the whole fucking thing. So it's on you at this point. Fuck you. It's on you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the goods, and I'm gonna keep telling you the goods. So fuck you. You've been warned. Spoilers to the up the yin yang. Monica Rambeau. Remember, I kept calling her the the black lady. Her name, her actual name, the character's name, Monica Rambeau. She is the daughter of the woman that is the best friends with Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. The name that was stolen, I say, stolen from the original Captain Marvel, now known as Shazam. But I digress. I actually don't know if it was stolen. Maybe Marvel bought the name legally. I digress. So Monica Rambeau is the little kid that told Captain Marvel how to change to change which colors on her Kree costume and turn it into the Marvel imitation of Wonder Woman. Yes, I went there. Then again, Wonder Woman 1984. The less said about that, the better. Let's continue. So we get an explanation, Monica Rambeau. That's the Rambo theme, in case you didn't get it. I need to explain everything to you, guide you through the hand, expedition. Anyway, Monica Rambeau, we get the beginning of the episode seeing her being undusted. Seems that it is immediately when Hulk made the snap that brought everybody black, or as in Spider-Man Far From Home referred it to as the blip, where everybody came back. They got undusted, and Monica was in a hospital room, and the hospital was going ape shit because all the people that got dusted are just running around the hospital hallways. And she found the doctor and it seems that her mom had cancer, and since Monica has been out for 5 years due to what happened in Infinity War, and you already know about that, she gets explained that her mom actually passed away 3 years ago because the cancer came back, and because Monica was in the hospital 5 years ago at that point. It's confusing as hell, but if you understand the logic of this world, you understand it. Well, I digress. Jump forward to time. Since she recently got undeceased, she's working back in Sword, and turns out that Sword was founded by her mom. Captain Marvel's best friend, which makes kind of sense, but also doesn't make sense because up to this point, nobody has ever heard of Sword, so they must be doing even a better job than S.H.I.E.L.D., because at the point where S.H.I.E.L.D. got outed, everybody and their mom knew who the fuck S.H.I.E.L.D. was. Anyways, Monica joins the FBI in the investigation of a missing city that seems to be missing, but it's not. I mean, they get to the outside of the city. They even talk to the cops, and the cops said they never heard of Westview. They only know Eastview. And so they have determined that there is some tampering here. And Monica gets close to the vicinities of the town and says, well, if you've seen the trailer, you know what happened. She gets sucked into the world. And then we get Darcy back. Darcy from the Thor movies, played by the awesome, gorgeous, beautiful Kat Dennings. If my wife listens to this, I mean that she is beautiful, but I don't know her. I know you, and I love you. Please don't be jealous of a woman that I've never met and that she doesn't know you. There's a little bit of logic for you. And since I dug myself out of that hole, unsuccessfully, mind you, let's continue. Anyway, Darcy seems to be the only one that gets to understand what the fuck is going on to a point, because they're trying to get inside the town, but the town is like protected by some sort of fucking force field and whatnot, and the town is emitting some sort of radiation, and she was the only one to determine that it's like old TV sitcom, old TVs from the 50s that were emitting that signal. She got someone to get an old TV, and they were able to see basically the first episode and then the second episode. And on the second episode, that's basically, this episode explains everything that has gone out. I mean, up to a little helicopter that showed up in episode 1, that was an actual drone from Sword that they sent into the town to see if it picked up something, but it fell off. The thing is that everything that gets sucked into the bubble turns itself and makes itself part of the town, part of whatever the fuck is going on in there. So the drone becomes a helicopter, a toy helicopter, because there were no drones in the 1950s that we know of. That we know of. Anyway, and then the beekeeper, it was actually a dude that was sent to go through the tunnels to see if they can find and see if he can enter the town without being affected. But once he passes the barrier of the town, the cable that was connected to him to turn him back turned into a fucking jump rope from the 1960s. Because as you remember, that happened on episode 2. And then, so we don't know any idea what happened to Beekeeper. Anyway, Monica Rambeau. Anyway, she inserts herself into, she starts playing her role just to get close to Vision and Wanda to see what the fuck is up. And it is explained that in the scene where Monica in episode 3, where Monica was banished from the bubble and turned into the outside world, it is explained that Wanda, because you remember that Monica said, mentioned the word Ultron, and that fucked up Wanda, and it's shown or revealed that it is Wanda that in a way is controlling everything, whether consciously or subconsciously, or a willing participant in what the fuck is going on in Westview, as she expels Monica off the world of Westview, and she is thrown outside of the bubble. And it is then revealed that, the question that we're asking is like, how the fuck is Vision alive? Turns out, in one of the most creepiest fucking scenes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Wanda is playing mommy and daddy with Vision's corpse, because she's animating Vision's corpse. Isn't this fucking awesome? And this is wholesome family entertainment. And I'm being sarcastic. Holy shit. They showed Vision with the fucking hole Thanos left on his fucking cranium. And the lifeless, colorless fucking corpse walking around asking questions. It is fucking Wanda that is keeping this fucking corpse alive. She is somehow manipulating the whole thing as a way of, I don't know, so far what we can determine is that she is going through some psychotic shit, and she is going through it by manipulating reality. because, as Darcy explained in part of the episode, the particles that are being emitted is the same as the ones that were found on the Big Bang. And the Big Bang, as we all know, because we're all scientists and we all have this knowledge of science in us, that the Big Bang was what started it all. And the Bible calls it, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word is God. But I digress. Let's not go there. At least not now. Anyway. So, yeah. And Monica, when she wakes up out of her daze after being fucking pulled through buildings and a fucking reality vortex outside of the bubble that is within Westview, she determines that the cause of everything that is happening in Westview is Wanda. However, if you have seen the trailers for episode 5, it is revealed that it could be that she is being manipulated. That her strings are being pulled as well. Because unless some of you have forgotten, both her and her brother, Pietro, were under the program of Hydra. And Hydra was doing fucking experiments on both of them. So you're not going to tell me that there was some fucking manipulation, mind shit happening on both of them. It's just that, and this is to be determined, Pietro got the short end of the stick. And I said to be determined because it could be that Pietro was a lucky one that got a bailout and didn't have to go cuckoo. Whereas this bitch, Wanda, it seems that she is going off the fucking rails. And, I mean, wouldn't you say so, by reviving the dead body of a cyborg who you fall in love with and then have fucking twins in with? It's a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck. It is a beautiful fucking mind fuck. Anyway, that's my review so far of what is WandaVision episode 4. Looking forward for episode 5. I believe it is going to be great. I'm really digging WandaVision. It's not for everyone because you gotta use some brain powers. Although this episode really went out of its way to explain itself in a manner that is like, even if you're a fucking idiot, you gotta have to understand at least some of it, what the fuck is going on. I mean, I know people that still don't understand Inception. Fuck. I know people personally, this is not a fucking a story that's been told to me. I know people that personally people that don't still get the first Matrix. I'm like, what in the fuck? What in the single solitary fuck? What the fuck do you mean you don't understand what the first Matrix movie is about? What the fuck is your problem? What is your major malfunction? It's fucking simple. They're living inside a computer world that is being manipulated by machines and making them live their lives as normally as possible so they can harvest their energy, use their bodies as energy, while they have their minds controlled in a fucking cybernetic world that is not fucking real. That's it. How is that fucking so hard to digest, to understand? How is that so fucking difficult? Jesus Christ. I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah. There you go. I finally also, just to add, so say that I'm just a Marvel fellatio sucking type of dude. My first love in comics has always been DC. DC has always had a special place in my heart because that's where I started. I started with Superman and Batman, and then I went into Spider-Man, and Spider-Man pretty much took control of everything because I could relate to Spider-Man more than anyone because we're both geeks. Although he's always been in better shape than I am, I was pretty much a pudgy kid. Always been, not always, but kind of always been pudgy. Especially after I hit 13. Jesus Christ, that's when the belly decided, you know what? Let us expand and find out what the fuck is. Just went out there and haven't gone back since. Have not gone back since. Anywho, I watched that new Batman animated movie, with Richard Dragon, the other character. I forget the fucking name right now of the movie. Jesus Christ. This is all the sleep deprivation, folks. My brain is barely working, and I can barely utter sentences. You should start worrying about me when I cannot utter sentences. Although that pretty much is getting close by now too as well. Now that I think about it, I can barely utter sentences. But at this point in juncture, I think I've done a banging job so far. I mean, so far I've understand me. I mean, I'm wearing headphones at this moment as I record this, just to hear myself, hear my fucking voice, and to make sure, like me, I'm supervising myself and auditing myself to make sure that I'm not fucking this up. That I'm actually saying words that make sense. Anyway, the new animated Batman movie is about that Batman in the 70s. It seems that the group that he was training with, they all have to open some sort of prevent a certain organization to open a fucking portal that opens a demon that's gonna take over the world. Very, very your basic Batman story. Anyway, yeah, this is a run-of-the-mill Batman story. Yes, Joker opens portals to demon gates anywhere. I mean, right? Yeah, that normally happens in a basic Batman episode, right? That happens. Anywho, I liked it for what it was. The thing that I liked the most that Batman didn't take, although Batman is in the title, Batman did not take, the center stage. He let the supporting characters take center stage, and he was like more like the thing that was holding the whole thing together. That's a very nice way to explain yourself, Aria. The thing that was holding the thing all together. So they have to make a separation between the things because there's one thing and then the other thing. That is so fucking clear, right? Anyway, I liked it because it was goofy, 70s-ish. It had the voice actors that I like, for example, Mark Dacascos. If you don't know who the fuck he is, Double Dragon, that's a fucking deep cut. John Wick 3, Parabellum. He's the main assassin that's trying to take out John. Kind of oldish looking now, but that's him. That's Mark Dacascos. Michael J. White, again involved in a Batman movie because he was infamously gutted by the Joker in The Dark Knight. So that's his second involvement. So those were the voice actors that participated in that particular film. And like I said, I liked it for what it was. And Batman didn't have to overshadow anybody. Matter of fact, he was not the best fighter in the whole thing, which is something weird because you're kind of used to the idea of Bat God. What is Bat God? Well, my children of ignorance, let me educate your ignorant asses and show you what Bat God is. Bat God is the idea that Batman knows everything and is prepared for anything and everything at the same time. So there is no way to surprise the good Batman because he already knows and he is ready to take on all comers because he is ready because he is Bat God. He has an answer for everything. He has a response for everything. I mean, if you want to talk about what the fuck, why you think that way, well, let us count the ways, okay? Okay. Just one story that will sum that up nicely. Batman R.I.P. That is the story that will sum up everything. Like, I remember reading that story and I was like, in the serious of all serious fucks, How the fuck can you overpower mentally Batman? Because this dude is fucking ready to go to war with. And when I say ready, ready is a fucking understatement. This motherfucker, Batman, prepared a personality, a Batman personality, in case his mind got wiped and he forgot everything. And so that way he could still fight crime even if he doesn't know who the fuck he is. And he created the Batman of Sudara, whatever the fuck the name is. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. I'm not that type of geek that has to learn the actual punctuation and pronunciation of every fucking thing. It's just the Rainbow Batman. You want to call him a fucking name, the Rainbow Batman, and he's talking with Batmite at the same fucking time. Who's Batmite? Fucking look it up. I don't have to explain every fucking thing to you. God damn it. Look him the fuck up. Anyway, so he was prepared in case his brain went to Nuttyville and forgot who the fuck he was. The motherfucker was prepared to be Batman even with his brain wiped. Now you tell me if that ain't badass. You fucking tell me if that ain't fucking cool. So that's just one part of it. And then the whole fucking story, Jesus Christ. It takes another. I mean, it was written by one of the greatest, Grant Morrison. This is one of the few podcasts that I actually like showing my true geek colors, right? I rarely talk about this shit because I am normally under the assumption that people do not give two fucks about this. But today I have come to the realization of something very important. This is my podcast. And I will talk whatever the fuck I please. And if you don't like it, tough shit. You're listening to it. You can just stop listening to it. Basically what everybody else is doing. You know, not listening to this. But in the meantime, I will enjoy myself. And I will talk about shit that I actually like. And I like Batman a lot. I won't fuck Batman because he's fictional. And I don't fuck dudes. And I'm married. It's some crazy shit. Anyway, I think that was enough geek and homophobic bullshit for one night. As I said, I'm tired as fuck. I'm very sleep deprived. Yeah, vaguely mentioned the doctor visit. Well, like I said, it was a routine checkup, and I said lost 7 pounds since the last visit, but long ways to go. I need to drop over 100 pounds. How the fuck fat are you? Kingpin fat. Fuck. And right now I don't have that much of disposition right now to lose the fat. Not because I don't value life. It's just that issues. Lots and lots of issues. But I digress. I'm alive. That's what counts. I have a beautiful little girl that I absolutely love. She has becoming me to, I mean, the best parts of me, I think they're the best parts of me. I just hope she doesn't grow up to be an asshole like I am. And don't push people away. I mean, she's a little geek. I do not force this shit on her. I assure you, I do not force her to like comic book characters, but yet you see her watching superhero girls on loop in her room, and she loves Batgirl, Wonder Woman. She loves Wonder Woman. So she's becoming a little geeky girl. She has a Wonder Woman action figure from the first movie, not the 1984. The less said about that, the fucking better. I mean, I was making the comment. It's a little mean from my end, I think, to make the assessment that that is the worst DC movie DC character-based movie since Batman and Robin. But then again, we have to compare it to everything that happened this past decade. And right after The Dark Knight Rises, shit kind of went downhill on DC movies. I mean, even The Dark Knight Rises, as okay as a movie as that is, it still has a lot of flaws. And this is a Christopher Nolan movie, mind you. A Christopher fucking Nolan movie. But it showed that it was kind of like a desperation move from Christopher Nolan to make this movie. In terms of that, this is probably not the story he really wanted to say. And it kind of shows. But even that way, the fucking movie still looked and was good. I liked the movie a lot. Plot holes aside. But then again, if you're one of those assholes that just keeps like plot hole, let me educate your ass for a moment. It's not fucking real. Okay? It's not fucking real. How did Indiana Jones survive the submarine ride in Raiders of the Lost Ark? Because the writer said so, you dumb fuck. Well, that's lazy writing. They should have explained it. You're overthinking this. These fucking movies are done for entertainment purposes. These movies are done for entertainment purposes. Are your asses entertained? Yes. Then fucking hurrah. Eat your fucking popcorn. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. I really hate these fucking nitpicky assholes that just trying to find every little fucking detail that is wrong with a fucking movie. No, I'm not saying that you can't say a movie is bad or wrong. Everybody is objective to whatever they're objective to. I mean, you got taste. You think that certain things shouldn't be a certain way. Amen, I understand that. But the whole fucking gimmicky shit of plot holes. It's a fucking made up story. Of course it's gonna have fucking plot holes because it's fucking made up. It's not fucking real. It's not really happening. But it takes me out of the story. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. It's not fucking real. Get over it. It's not fucking real. It is not fucking real. Alright? God damn it. Fucking get me pissed off. I'm not talking about myself here. Anyway, so yeah, Dark Knight Rises was okay. Then Man of Steel was like, Then Batman v Superman was like, well, shit. Somebody got a little overexcited on that fucking bong. Yeah, droga. And then Justice League. La creme of shit. And then people are talking, well, wait till the Snyder Cut comes. I haven't seen it. I ain't going to talk shit about it. Of course I'm going to see it. Fuck yeah. I'm going to see it. But I have the stinking feeling that it's going to be Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of a view. You know, get your fucking popcorn ready and get ready to rip this motherfucker apart, limb from limb. I mean, no insult. I mean, it's great that a guy gets to complete his vision after all the shit that he went through, and I will not make fun of the dude after the shit that he went through. It is what it is. It was a shitty fucking deal to begin with. But it happened, and he at least got to finish up the movie as he wanted. So kudos for him finishing up the movie. But then again, you can't deny that the DC universe is fucking shitty. It is not Marvel. Marvel had a blueprint and they followed it, and it shows. I mean, there are exceptions here and there, but mostly it has been fucking bangers. Mostly. And I know there's superhero fatigue that every fucking movie seems to has to be a fucking superhero movie just because for reasons and whatnot. And as a geek, a longtime geek, because I was following this shit before it was fucking popular, before everybody just, oh, you know who Iron Man is? I knew who fucking Iron Man was when he was not cool, when Robert Downey Jr. wouldn't have anything to do with this motherfucker. I knew who Iron Man was. I knew who the fuck all these fucking characters were. I did not know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. I will admit to that. But I owned comic books as a child. So I'm one of the old school ride or die motherfuckers on this shit. And I appreciate that these characters from my childhood are now popping up in live action, and they're being done justice. Well, for Marvel's and anyways. On DC, holy fuck. Aquaman was kind of, trying to get the character there, but you already had Justice League, so you already screwed the pooch. So you kind of undid what you already did, because this is the thing. The Flash movie cannot come soon enough. The Flash movie cannot come soon enough. Why do I say this? Rewrite the whole fucking thing and reboot this goddamn fucking universe from the get-go. Get new fucking actors. Do what the fuck you gotta do. Keep whatever worked and throw away to the trash what didn't. And fucking actually build a goddamn fucking blueprint of what the fuck you want. And just please stop fucking this shit up. That's my plea as a fan. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. I don't own the goddamn studio. Just make shit good. I mean, fuck. You make the cartoons good. The cartoon movies are fucking okay. You make that shit good. Well, there's exceptions here and there, but I would dare you compare the cartoon worlds from DC to Marvel. It's fucking leaps and bounds beyond. DC whips Marvel's ass all day, every day. In the cartoon department and the actual cinematic department, that's a whole different story. Marvel butchers DC by a landslide. And because they actually have a fucking fan that loves these characters behind it. DC is a fucking corporation, and they seem to not give two fucks about what the fuck is going on about in terms of character development and actually doing justice to the character. I mean, Batman v Superman? Anyone? Yes, Batman's motives to hate Superman are understandable, but then to the point that his memory gets rewritten just because they Winter Soldier his ass and say the magic word and rewrite his brain and automatically we're bros. It is fucking dumb. It is fucking dumb. Anyway, I apologize for this geekiest of all geeky comic book related podcasts, and I already ranted for over 40 minutes about this shit. But I hope some of it at least was entertaining for you, to the point that you didn't barf at all the idiocy that came out of my mouth. I mean, I already barfed enough with all the shit that I talked. So, yeah. Quick reminder, yes, the TeePublic store thing. Yes, I have to remind you because that's the only source of income I'm getting out of this podcast so far. So as long as I can get the word out, and it seems that some of you are listening because t-shirts are being sold and some of my designs are being sold. It's not like I'm making bank here, like going ape shit here, but it's getting there. The message is getting across. So, yeah, keep doing that. That's good. Keep helping our brother out. At least that'll help me keep paying my Disney Plus membership. That way I can keep giving you reviews for WandaVision. Ray. Anyway, this has been the Husky Barbu podcast. This has been Ariel. And I bid you all adieu. Have a great one. And take care of yourselves, and don't act a fool out there. You go outside, take care of yourself. Don't be fucking crazy. Just treat yourself nice. Treat yourself with some decency and some respect. Okay? Take care, guys. Bye.